My sister recognized my wife's affair partner, and that's how I caught her. The night started with celebration, not suspicion. I had just received a major promotion in my marine biology research lab. And what better place to celebrate than the vibrant heart of Miami's nightlife? My wife Sophia, my sister Marisol, and I went out to one of her favorite spots, the Coral Azul Salsa Club. Sophia had always been the social butterfly, the dancer, the one who brought color into our 6-year marriage. I was quieter, more grounded, a man of the sea and science, but I loved watching her come alive on the dance floor. The club pulsed with rhythm, lights flashing like heartbeat patterns as salsa music carried through the room. I nursed a mojito by the bar, letting the night wash over me, proud of the career milestone and grateful for my small circle, especially Marisol, who had always been both my sister and my confidant. She had flown in just to celebrate, and we were finally relaxing, smiling, watching Sophia twirl across the floor. Sophia moved with that usual fire in her, hips swaying, laughter bubbling up as she spun in the arms of her dance partner, a man I didn't recognize at first. His hands rested just a little too long on her waist, their steps too smooth, too in sync to be casual. But I wasn't a dancer, so I didn't read too much into it, until I saw the shift in Marisol's expression. She froze, her mojito halfway to her lips, eyes narrowing like a hawk sighting prey. "That guy she's dancing with," she said, her voice barely audible over the music. "I know him. That's Carlos. I used to work with him at the gallery." I glanced back toward the dance floor. Sophia's mentioned a Carlos before, her salsa partner, right? Marisol nodded slowly. "Yes, but that's not all. I always got weird vibes from him. Flirtatious, too friendly with women at work. He was the kind who blurred lines. I didn't trust him then, and now." Her voice trailed off, but I understood. The tone in her voice wasn't gossip, it was concern. I looked back at them again, this time with sharper eyes. Sophia was glowing in his arms, laughing freely, moving in perfect synchrony. This wasn't a first-time dance. This was practiced, intimate, effortless. And in that moment I felt something crack inside me. Not because she was dancing, but because I could finally see it. The secret smile she wore, the kind I hadn't seen directed at me in months, was being given to someone else. Back home, I waited until the apartment was quiet. Sophia came in humming, cheeks flushed from the night, still caught up in the energy of it all. But I was stone still. "Marisol recognized Carlos," I said calmly, my voice low but heavy. "She said you've danced with him before. She used to work with him. She knows what he's like." Sophia froze, the color draining from her face. Her usual vibrant confidence vanished in an instant. "It's not what you think," she whispered, eyes darting, her voice trembling. "Then tell me what it is," I said, staring at her. She couldn't hold the lie. The tears came fast, and then the confession tumbled out. 6 months. That's how long it had been going on. Late-night rehearsals, weekends she said she was training for performances, all just to cover. It had started innocently, she claimed. Just dance, but feelings had crept in and lines were crossed. Again and again. The betrayal gutted me. It wasn't just the affair. It was the fact that it took my sister recognizing her former co-worker to pull back the curtain on the life I thought I was living. Sophia had been dancing 2 lives in tandem. One with me, built on loyalty and trust, and another behind closed doors, led by impulse and secrecy. Marisol felt guilty for being the one to reveal it, but I didn't blame her. Thanked her. Her instinct, her honesty, they saved me from years of living in the dark. Sophia moved out within days, retreating to her mother's place. I buried myself in my research, diving into coral reef restoration like a man trying to rebuild something within himself. Miami's tight-knit community, though, has a way of carrying whispers like sea breeze, and I soon learned I hadn't heard the last of Sophia and Carlos. Months later, Marisol convinced me to attend a community art event at a local gallery, a fundraiser for coastal conservation. I agreed reluctantly, needing the distraction. But nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. There they were, Sophia and Carlos, standing side by side, laughing with wine glasses in hand, oblivious to the storm they stirred inside me. Something inside me snapped. Not out of rage, but out of the need to reclaim my voice. I walked up to the stage where the event's open mic had just been handed over to guests. My heart thudded in my chest, but I stepped forward, took the mic and faced the crowd. "I didn't plan to speak tonight," I began, scanning the room until my eyes locked with Sophia's. "But I need to say something. This woman," I said, pointing directly at her, "is my ex-wife. He cheated on me. And this man helped her do it." Gasps rippled through the crowd. I raised a hand before the murmurs could turn into chaos. "I'm not here for revenge. I just believe in honesty. The kind that doesn't hide behind smiles and late-night rehearsals. The kind we all deserve." I placed the mic down and walked off the stage. The silence behind me felt heavier than applause ever could. As I passed Sophia, her eyes were wide, filled with a raw regret I hadn't seen in her before. Not when I found out, not when she left. But I didn't stop. Marisol stood by the door, waiting for me, her arm slipping around my shoulder like a lighthouse in a storm. Her presence reminded me that while love could shatter, some bonds held even stronger, forged in truth, not betrayal. Months later, I returned to the beach where Sophia and I once danced barefoot under the stars. In my hand were her old dance shoes, left behind in a closet she never came back for. I walked to the edge of the water, let the waves kiss my toes, and then I let the shoes go. The ocean claimed them just like it had always claimed my pain. Love may break, but the tide teaches you this. What is lost can be transformed. And self-worth, once buried under deception, can always be reclaimed.